What's up, you guys? So this is kind of like a sequel to the last video. This is the last video that we did, but I want to share with you something that is so groundbreaking. Like, once you understand this concept, it's like, oh my gosh, this is what's taking place. Okay, so you have to understand that the results in your life, you're causing them. Now, you may not understand, but I'm going to break it down here for you to really understand how you're causing the results in your life. And the thing is that we've all been programmed, okay, from a very young age. And that's why we do the things that we do. That's why we talk the way that we talk. That's why we get the results that we get. So I'm going to break it down for you. So as we shared in the video yesterday, so this large circle is the mind, and the little circle is the body. Okay. Now the mind is split into two parts. There's the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So CS for conscious, SC for subconscious. Okay, now you must understand that the conscious mind is the thinking mind. Okay, and the subconscious mind is the emotional mind. So you could think all you want that you are this type of person, but until you actually feel as though that you are this person, you're not going to create it in your life. Like, this is why emotions, vibration, energy is everything. Because you can think all you want. And the thing is that with our conscious mind only consists of 5% of our behavior. 95% of our behavior is subconscious. You're doing things every single day that you don't even think. You don't even think, you're just doing them. Okay, this is how important it is that you develop your habits. This is why I teach in the Higher Self community the daily habits. Because if you're doing these daily habits every single day, the wake up time, the reading and reflection, the workout, counting your macros and dropping the vices, you're going to align with your higher self. You're going to clear out your vessel and actually be an antenna to God, so you can actually be guided to the fulfillment of the purpose that He has for you, or what you desire in this life. Okay? And once you get that idea planted in your subconscious mind, you're literally walking it out, because that's where 95% of your behavior is. So you've already programmed yourself for this result. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so this is the body, but I really want to break down for you guys today how all of this came about in the subconscious. Because if 95% of our behavior is subconscious, then we got to figure out how to change that and plant the ideas that and the programs that we actually want to realize. Okay, so this is the mind, this is you today. Okay, now let's think for a moment how you got here. Okay, you got here a particle of DNA from mom, a particle of DNA from dad came swimming along, and the nucleus of you was born. And 9 months later, you made your debut on the planet. Okay. Now, when you first got here, from about 0 to 12, your mind wasn't fully developed. You had the body, and you had part of your mind, but that part was the subconscious. The subconscious was already there. The conscious mind, the thinking mind, was not developed at that point. You weren't able to think. You weren't able to choose. You weren't able to make decisions. You didn't have the ability to imagine or think or be like, hey, I don't want to watch that TV show, or why are you guys feeding me this? When you're a baby, you don't have the ability because your conscious mind hasn't been developed. So up until about 12 years old, your subconscious mind is completely wide open. So at that time, all this information is coming in to your subconscious mind of what's going on around you in your environment. That could be the language that you speak, TV shows, radio or podcasts, conversations, energy, like energy that's that's going on around you. You're just automatically taking in. It's like the baby, when you go to the baby and you're feeding it, and you open your mouth, and you're getting the baby to reciprocate your behavior of opening its mouth so that you can feed it. That's going on such a deeper level than our understanding. Like it's being communicated subconsciously at the deepest levels, because the baby is the most susceptible at this stage. When you're at this stage now in your life, in your teenage years, or even as a young adult or an adult, or even later, it gets even more difficult to change what's taking place in the subconscious. So all these programs are being instilled at this young age. The language that you speak, the energy that you take in, what you feel is acceptable, what you believe, what's going on around you. If money was tight and all you heard growing up was, oh, I don't know how we're going to pay the rent, I don't know how we're going to pay the bills, you're going to grow up with that type of thought, like that type of belief. And that's just going to be instilled in you from such a young age. You won't even understand why you have these beliefs, but they're all subconscious, because they were installed at this age when you didn't even have the ability to think, oh, why am I going to listen to that person? Why would I take on that belief? No, that's their reality. That's not my reality. Like, you don't have the ability to choose at that age. So all of it's just going in. So this is the thing. As you get older, this line is drawn. Now the conscious mind is formed. And the conscious mind is dealing with all these programs that were instilled at such a young age that are causing you results that you don't even want to get. And that's the difference, is when you start doing these daily habits that I teach in the Higher Self community, you start removing these programs that aren't serving you. Because you start elevating your energy from within, and you start raising your frequency to where these things naturally fall off. You're like, why would I think like that? Why was I doing that? Wow, that was stupid. You break these bonds. You break these programs, these beliefs, because you're instilling the new program. And everything that I teach in the Higher Self community causes you to align with your higher self, so that you can actually instill the programs that you desire to have and the results that you want to achieve. Because what we're doing is we're taking our attention away from the physical, which is where 99% of people put their attention on what's taking place outside of them. And we start putting the attention on what's taking place inside of you. We start causing you to get emotional with this idea of you, your higher self, the version that you desire to be, regardless of what's taking place in the physical. You're thinking based on your imagination, this idea that you want to see yourself as. I don't care what's taking place in the physical. You can be at the bottom of the bottom, and you can start to get emotional with this idea, and you can start to grow into it. You don't even understand. When you plant something in this point, in this part of your mind, in the subconscious, it's a seed. It's starting to grow. It's starting to sprout. The more that you nurture it. Okay, the subconscious is the soil. That's where the ideas are nurtured. You just have to continue to believe and continue to instill it and continue to walk in alignment with it. And as you do, naturally, you just start becoming it, because it's 95% of your behavior. So this is breaking down you today, you as an infant, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the programs that have been installed in your subconscious that have been there for so long that you never even questioned. You just accepted as life. But I'm telling you, you have the power to change all these programs and create the life that you want. So start now. Start developing yourself from within. Start doing these daily habits and start releasing yourself from these limitations, because people don't even understand. They're the ones causing their reality. Whether they realize it or not, it's these programs that are in the subconscious mind that's creating your reality. Because you can think all you want, how you want to be in shape. If you don't change that image of you in your subconscious, you're going to self-sabotage. You could get all the right blueprints. I can give you the workout plan, I can give you the nutrition plan, but if you don't change what's taking place in the subconscious, you're not going to carry it out and actually get the results. And that's what happens. People start and then they quit. They start and then they stop. Why? It's because they're not changing what's in here. They get all motivated and excited and driven in the conscious mind, but they don't change what's taking place in the subconscious, and then they quit because they're working against themselves and they don't even realize it. So DM me on Instagram at Michael Vincent Mindset, or click the link in the description if you want to join us. Connect with me on Instagram, get in touch with me. I'm always sharing stuff like this, talking about stuff like this on my Instagram story, so get in touch with me there. But we'll see you in the next one.